Alistair, and we're Team Startacus. We're here at Digital DNA, and we're here to talk to Ibrahim at
Bright Idea.
Bright Idea, yes. I'm here to get it wrong
Bright
again.
Idea, come on.
Right, okay. So, what is Bright Idea? Tell us a little about it.
Bright Idea is a mobile application for children with learning difficulties with dyslexia, ADHD and whatnot. We want to digitalize education using VR and AR. So every child has a unique learning experience in their own virtual environment.
Yeah.
So if you're learning biology, about molecules, or even maths, it's physically in front of you. You can stimulate it, you can learn about it. And with machine learning, you can start learning about each and every child's learning style. So we get to a point where we're telling the child, okay, this is how you process information, and also sync it up with their schools as well. So the schools are well aware of how the child is learning, the child's performance, and to better education and the way we think and the way we see things as well.
Brilliant. So it is, who's your main customer base? Is you're pushing on the schools more so than
So we've got schools
and
and
families
parents. Our audience who will be using our product will be children with learning difficulties. Even non-dyslexic and children with non-difficulties, they can use it as well because it's 3D learning. It's beneficial for
Anybody
everyone.
can use it?
Exactly. But our main focus right now is children with learning difficulties. I'm dyslexic myself, and I wish I had something very interactive when I was in school. That's how I personally learned from experiences.
Yeah.
So adding that into the education system where we're digitalizing the whole curriculum, I think that's wonderful and something very exciting.
Yeah, no, it's different.
Not going into the science too much, but I mean,
Yeah.
is it the interactivity that is the key here, or?
So the main fundamental to our app is movement, sound, experience, and physically being in an environment. So some things where some teachers can't articulate or can't kind of demonstrate, we want to put that into a real life environment.
Particularly some visual.
Visuals. It's all about the visuals and the experience.
Yeah.
So some things like even describing what a molecule is, or some children struggle to understand maths because it's on paper, having a physical equation right in front of you.
Yeah, we're now where you can actually
Exactly.
bring it up instead of drawing it on a whiteboard sort of thing. Yeah.
Exactly.
So it's kind of funny, isn't it? Because you're doing something which is at the forefront of, you're using AR, VR, there's that kind of interactivity, and then you're going into a schooling system that is still quite traditional. Would that be fair?
Exactly. It is. The beauty of it, because the schools we're working with now, they see how this can benefit them and save them money. Because what I say to them all the time, we're not replacing you guys, we're not replacing teachers, we're empowering you. There's 25 children in one classroom and one support teacher. An additional support teacher in a classroom costs $18,000 a year. Not all schools can afford that. There's 3 children in every classroom who have learning difficulties. These teachers can't go around these 25 students and within them the 3 additional students who have different learning styles and who are way behind the class. Giving them these tools to allow the child to learn in his own environment and actually enjoy it rather than having that social pressure inside the classroom and feeling as if I'm getting crushed, I'm not keeping up with everyone, I'm going home and I'm catching up, and this is engaging now. We're trying to add that element to schools.
Yeah, you probably get that. That's just every classroom, there's no differentiation there.
Exactly. Education is every child's foundation, and it's such a shame because we get so much loss of talent. You don't get the right support in school, and you end up going down the bad route, and that's what we don't want. We want to change society and start with education.
Yeah. So let's talk about your own journey, because this seems like this is a personal thing, but how have you got to this point?
So, like I said, I'm dyslexic. When I was in school, I loved education. I still learn now, but when I left school, it didn't leave much.
Yeah.
When I finally recognized, this is how I learn, this is how I process information, I was like, sugar, if I had this when I was in school, I would be so much better off.
So it was literally personal?
Yeah, it was literally personal. And then going and speaking to parents and children who are actively in classrooms and teachers who are like, we're struggling, we can't give our children the support they need because we can't afford it or it's not accessible. And even hearing from children when they're like, I'm there, but I'm not there. I'll be engaged for 15 minutes out of an hour in every classroom, but then I just feel like I'm getting left behind and everyone's shooting off 100 miles per hour, and you're like, that's not how it should be. It's education, should be exciting, it should really get you going, you want to explore it, you want to innovate with it.
So even if the teacher's not that impassioned, your product can be?
Because the product is literally in front of you. Whatever subject you're studying, it's different lesson plans. So you can take it how it is, and you can go through the lesson plan and then come out here and think, oh my god, I learned this today and this is how I can implement this in my classroom tomorrow. Because then when you're thinking back to your lesson plan, you have a physical image of what you just learned rather than trying to remember.
I remember I always learned visually. I remember the page in my history exam, stuff like that. Yeah.
So you're learning from memories rather than trying to memorize and overflood yourself with information.
Yeah. So where are you at now then? Like, what do you need, or what you're coming here, you're pitching?
Yeah.
Tell us more about what you want.
So we've literally been about for 4 months. In that, we've already got intentions of eyes, education boards are working with us, 50 plus teachers. We've got a good team gathering up, and we're building momentum really fast.
That's pretty good for 4 months, like.
It is, but because it's so personal, and then I hit it every day of the change which is needed. It's like every morning you get that fire, hearing it from random people on our social media pages, like, gosh, we really need this, and it's like, cool, let's make it happen. So I'm pushing my team every day, guys, do more, because this needs to be implemented as soon as possible.
For somebody else.
Exactly. So when you're here, I'm bringing other ideas. I'm like, we've got a lot of work to do, guys.
So are you raising, or have you raised, or
we're still raising? So, like I said, only 4 months. We've just started our pre-seed and our seed rounds. We want to raise as much as we can from the start. Because we have the luxury of already having these intentions of buys from these schools and the education boards, we only need to do 2 rounds, and then we've got the ball rolling. So we shouldn't need as much later on. So it's, for me, the main stress is getting everyone to understand the misconception and how this can benefit society and our future generation.
So you're certainly not a social enterprise, but I'd imagine you've got a social impact at your core, yeah?
So part of the way we're pricing is a monthly subscription, but from 5% of every monthly subscription goes into our Bright Future charity, which goes back into children who want to develop, and even around the world, so global projects. I was in Kenya last week, and I was working with a few orphanages and seeing how much potential there is, but because they have a lack of resources, lack of education, and then they grow up thinking, you know what, I'm fine the way I am, and there's a whole world out there literally smashing it when there's kids innovating, but these kids are getting left behind. Where's that bridge?
But you should be really proud of what you've done so far. I think it sounds like an amazing project. I'm delighted you're here. I think we are from Startacus, so we hope you get the most out of the next 2 days.
Really excited about it, honestly. Like, it was caused so last minute when I found you guys. I need to fly over, and even if I don't win the round, as long as there's awareness of there's change needed within the education system.
You have to educate before there's education.
Exactly. But it's exciting stuff.
We are happy to spread that word. And obviously, in terms of the people that are on that judging panel, I'll have a word with you off camera, but there's 1 or 2 that I think would be really interested in what you're doing as well.
Yeah, I can't wait. Honestly, I'm a bit nervous about tomorrow, I'd be honest.
Don't be nervous.
Use the nerves.
So you talk like that, you'll be totally fine.
Yeah, perfect.
That's what's got everyone excited every time I go to these meetings, see the schools, and they're like, the product's good, but your energy is something else. I'm like, just getting the ball moving. That's what that matters first of all.
No, awesome.
Excellent, man.
Good stuff. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for having me as well. Brilliant.
Thank you very much.